Why the delay?
Why the delay in the God box? I think this is one of the best hip hop. I know that this is one of the best hip hop albums ever. I'm proud of myself. I was in the studio with KP, and KP told me something. He said, Banner, he said, this is what the world needs. He said, but you have a little pressure. And I was like, what is that, KP? He said, if you make one mistake on this album, it's just gonna be like a dope album, and then people are gonna move on. He said, but bro, if you can carefully craft this, and that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to make it short. Like, I have so many dope songs, and I'm trying to just make it like 13 tracks. Like, I'm even trying to connect a couple of songs just so it can have I've always spiritually been connected to the number 13. And then if you take 1 and the 3 and put them close together, it makes a B and Banner and there's a lot of stuff going on. And then you take 6 and 7, and that's the number of completion and, all of that. But he was like, dog, if you make one mistake, bro, it's just going to be a cool-ass album, and all this hard work, bro, will be for naught for the most part. So I pushed the album back, and K.R.I.T actually told me the same thing. He was like, Banner, don't rush it. He said, the people will let you feel. You'll feel when it's time to drop it. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Like, let's say, like, my Uzi, if people would have downloaded 500,000 copies of my Uzi, I'd drop it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But, we got to do people right. Smallz, I'm going to give you an example, bro. And me and you were talking about this earlier, and I'm proud of you too, bro. Malcolm died with $300 in his pocket, brother. Martin, for the most part, was funded by his friends, people like Harry Belafonte. And we can agree, or I hope that we can agree, that it's hard to measure how much those two men did for black people in recent history. But look at where their families are. Bro, if black people gave a quarter to each one of those men's family, they could live, their families could live for 2 or 3 generations. Just the black people in the United States. And we know that they affected black people or people of culture internationally. And that's sort of how I feel about this album, bro. I feel like, we sort of have to raise the consciousness of the people before we can really expect them to support a truly conscious album. The only thing that makes the God Box different is because it's jamming. And I am the level of producer that I am, so I understand melodies and hooks. I'll give you a quick example, bro. I have a song on there that's called Amy, which really stands for A My, which really stands for A My Nigga. And the beat is super jamming. So for the most part, people are like this every time they hear it. And, a group of people are screaming, hey, my nigga. And I know that's what people gonna be saying, hey, my nigga. Then I whisper, why you call yourself that? Hey, my nigga. You supposed to be a god. And the thing that I know is when you in concert or when you with your homies, you're not gonna hear that. All you gonna hear is, hey, my nigga. But when you alone with God, you smoking, you high, and there's nobody to front for, you gonna hear, you supposed to be a god. So I just felt like it was my duty to push the album back and just, make a little bit more mystery. Drop a couple extra singles, bruh, so people will know that it's quality. So people know that, I know you feel like, because think about this, bro. People still buying country music. People still buying pop. So, the excuse is always the internet. But, man, if you hold your people down, the album can be on the floor and you won't pick it up. I remember the The comedian Louis C.K., he told his fans, he was like, yo, I know you can download this. I know you can. But I can't continue giving you this level of comedy if you keep stealing my property. He was just like, just buy it. It ain't but $5. And dude, man, he made over $2 million because his people held him down. When are we going to start holding our culture down again?
How do you feel about the response to My Uzi?
It was dope. It was actually really dope. I haven't really got the numbers back yet, but just to see the reaction on the internet, to see how, you know, people begging for My Uzi t-shirts, to, you know, I saw somebody teaching a class on My Uzi. Just the content of it. You know, it was amazing. What ended up happening is I had such a dope idea for the video. Like, it was gonna piss a whole lot of people off, dog. And it's still gonna piss some people off because I'm still gonna make the video. But like, the company literally tried that I was going with, you know, said that they wanted to charge me $75,000 for the video. And I'm like, dude, ain't nobody spending $75,000 on no videos no more, bro. And to be honest with you, I had a couple of white homeboys that could have shot it for me, man, for about, you know, 7 to 10. But the thing is, man, I still have respect for people. And even though black people are going through what they're going through, bro, I really can't wholeheartedly ask people of the culture that I'm criticizing to be a part of my vision, not on something as graphic as My Uzi was gonna be. So like, when they said 75,000, it sort of pushed me back, and it disconnected the time between, because I believe in timing. You gotta jump when it's popping. So like, when that happened, and then I went to somebody else and they said 35,000, I was like, damn, bro, I shot a short film with, you know, I-beams coming out and, you know, a glowing hand and, you know, zombies and shit. You know, I know that this can be done, but it just threw my timing off. So for me, in order to keep it flowing, I said, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the big single, the one that I know is what it's gonna be, and we're gonna come back. Plus, with me and Big K.R.I.T being on the same song at the same time, spitting at the level that we did, bro, that's historic, bro, and it has to be right. I'm just not gonna throw no shit together. I'll push it all the way back, or pull a Dr. Dre before I put some bullshit out. It'll never come out before I put some bullshit out. So I just decided to go to the next single. You know, K.R.I.T is about to go on tour, and he's on tour in Australia now, and he's about to go, you know, around the United States. So what I'm gonna do is just drop the next single, come back to My Uzi, because one thing Lil Jon taught me, dope songs are dope songs. You know, I watched John put a song out twice and people didn't even remember, and the second time it really popped. But what I do want the fans to know, that My Uzi is out. You can go buy it anywhere you buy your music. But what I want people to know is about the end of My Uzi. The end of My Uzi was I produced the song, but it was crafted. The end of the song was crafted by John Debney, who scored The Passion of the Christ, Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. So that's not a sample. It's like we've allowed hip hop to be downgraded so much that it's almost like we expect low quality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to know that was an original composition. I'm talking about just for David Banner and Big K.R.I.T. So when you hear that, I want you to know what's given to you, because I really want to help take hip hop to the next level. Because it's looking like if we don't do something as a culture, hip hop is not going to be ours anymore. You know, people don't even know that the founders of rock and roll are black people. Like, we created that sound. But now people barely ever connect black people with rock and roll. And soon they won't be connecting them with R&B. R&B right now is Adele, Justin Timberlake, Sam Smith. You feel what I'm saying? They said, you know, in 15 years, you know, black people might not even be connected with hip hop. So it is up to us, not just the artists, but the fans too. Because if you don't buy it, it don't matter. But we gotta push hip hop to another level. Because I'm even watching lyrically. The white boys are getting more and more lyrical, and we basically mumbling. And it's getting to the point where if we don't reclaim our music, because it's not an art if it's easy to do. If anybody can do it, if your little brother can do it, then why should somebody pay for it?
Is this going to be a major label release?
I don't know yet. But what I will tell you, Smallz, is I'll never be an artist again. Me and a label, we can strike a deal. I run a corporation, a very successful corporation. It's called A Banner Vision. You can look it up, www.abannervision.com. I run a business that may be more successful than some of these labels. So I'm even learning with contracts, they give you a contract, but you can give them a contract also. You can make it where they sign off, where they sign to you. So for me, unless somebody gives me a rock contract, like the Rock got, they shoot me 80 million, 90 million, 100 million, where I can go do another, start another company. Dude, we good. And I'm starting to learn, bro, that they give us these numbers that were lies. Like back in the day, yeah, I got a $10 million deal, but they make people think that you get that $10 million in your pocket. That's a lie. Basically the money that I make off of hip hop, the little budgets that we do get, I can make that without a label. And then with nobody playing music anyway, MTV don't play music no more, BET don't play music anymore. What can they do? How can they help us? Really, and I really want you to think about this, Smallz, and I haven't said this to anybody else. What is a buzz? When you have a buzz, what does it give you?
Power.
There you fucking go, Smallz. It gives you power, right? With that power, you can do what?
Anything you want.
Exactly. So why would you go and find a slave master to do what? Give your
power away.
Give your power away. We have been so accustomed to being ran in this generation that we go and give our power away for nothing. At least back in the day, you got 700, 800,000, a million. Now people give their power and information away for free. My dude, Facebook is all of your information. Twitter is all of your information. We give away everything for free. And then they get millions and millions of dollars and sell their companies and leverage their companies. It's so amazing. So we turn around and look for a slave master. I'm going to tell you something that happened to me, man. It bothered me really bad. I have never talked about this on camera. I remember I had given Atlantic 2 of their top hits. And I had my second album out, and Tip was on my second album. I had just done Rubber Band Man. Do you know Atlantic wouldn't clear Tip for me? And Tip was my friend. He just wasn't a dude that I produced. Like, we did that record in the back of a barbershop, my dude. And I just gave y'all the biggest urban hit of the year? Or at least that y'all had. And then that made me realize, dude, I can't even rap with my homie. That's some slave shit. And in a lot of cases, people, they own your likeness too. At one time I was signed, I didn't even own the way that I looked. That's slavery, homie. And it's crazy what people don't even understand about the world. White people are trying to own everything, dude. Every fucking word, the air. They didn't convince you to buy water when there's more water on the earth than land. Like, bro, I saw, what was the Thorax, the movie. Like, they were joking, but they meant it. Like, they gonna start selling you air. And we let them do it. Like, dude, one of the reasons why it was so easy for the Europeans to take over the Native Americans and the Africans, because they never believed that they own land. It's not possible for you to own land. This is God's earth. And who are you to say that you own something that has been here before you were even thought of? You know, even the concept of saying that Christopher Columbus discovered Americans. And then to think about the attitude of calling them Indians, and then you find out they're not Indians, and you still call them Indians. But if I don't mark that shit on the test, guess what? I fail. So for me, bro, as it pertains to these labels, we can do business. I don't have a problem. I can't tell you that the God Box won't be major. I don't know what may happen, because I may can leverage something with the God Box and do something for the world. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to do like Akon doing. Like, I'm trying to provide energy and water. I'm trying to change the situation of black people globally. This music shit ain't nothing but words and beats. And in me saying that, man, I just want to say something. And I'm saying a lot here, bro, because I trust you and because of our relationship. Because I'm going to be honest with you, bro, I really didn't even have time. You know, I called you and I told you, like, bro, there's a lot of people calling me, because after that Vlad interview, bro, like, my phone just really started blowing up.
You're an interview superstar right now.
Yeah, but the thing is I wanted to give this to somebody that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we've been knowing each other a long fucking time. You feel me? So it was just important for me. I wanted to bring up some stuff that I never brought up before, man. And within that, I lost my train of thought. What's the next question?
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
And then when the interview's done, several days later, you'll remember
like,
exactly
yeah.
what it was you wanted to say.
Yeah.
But my other question pertaining to the God Box is production-wise.
Yeah.
Is this mostly your beats on this, or is it other producers aside from yourself that you lending this soundtrack of lyrics to?
Let me tell you something. I did Death of a Pop Star with Ninth Wonder, and I'll just tell people, if you guys would have been able to hear the original version of Death of a Pop Star, but like, we funded that album. Literally, I funded that with my first Gatorade check. I paid for everything besides the second video and the radio promotion on Be With You. People were surprised about my lyrics and how lyrical I was on that album. But what people don't understand, all my career, Smallz, and you know this, I did all the damn beats, or most of the beats. I was the A&R. Only thing that Steve Rifkin had to do was give me my check. That's it. I did it all, homie. I ain't had no A&Rs, bruh. I ain't never had it. I had maybe one A&R that sort of did something, bro. But for the most part, bruh, I did that. And that's not to take no credit from nobody else. But dude, you can't be a master at anything that you don't focus 100% on. It was hard for me to be super lyrical on all my albums when I had to do all of the beats. When for the most part, I never really took budgets before albums because I never wanted them playing with my money. So what I would do, I would always pay for everything, then turn in the album and you give me my whole damn check. I don't want no car service. I don't want you taking out your girlfriend. I don't want you to lie like you had to go fly and see some DJs. None of that shit. Because my DJ homies don't even know you. They playing the record because of me. So let's be clear. So like before, bro, it was just hard for me to do. I had all the guns. It was like, dude, like I just couldn't keep all of that shit together and be a master. So after I did the record with Ninth Wonder, Death of a Pop Star, I learned, bro, that I'm not a Superman, bro. Like, even God needs rest, you know? So I let people help me, bro. I have additional producers, bro. Like, Burroughs is my engineer. I found out that he produced too. Like, he was the one that did the breaks in my Uzi. And I have so many people helping me, bro, on this album. Ninth Wonder helped me. DJ Khalil helped me. Burroughs helped me. It was just so many people, bro, that helped me on this album, bro. If anything, bro, I brought in people, like younger people, to help me with visions, you know, and concepts and thoughts and beats. So there's so many people that helped me on the album. I think for the most part, bro, Swift D from out of LA, THX from out of LA. There was these young cats from out of Alabama. I'm telling y'all now, right fucking now, they call a SWAT team. Them boys are so fucking amazing, and I caught them early. So the SWAT team did beats, bro, and I just basically just had the vision and tightened some things up, and then mostly I used to do about 70% of my album, 75, 85% of my album, but this album I may have did 40%, but I'm rapping on their ass though. So the time that I didn't have to worry about production and money, like I made sure that I worked really hard with my multimedia company, and I made sure that I had enough time to be an artist, you know, because worrying about bills and running around, I actually shut my company down. People don't know this. So I made sure that we did well enough to keep us hot in the media scene, because I'm going to tell you something I don't think I've ever said on camera before, I think. What happened to me in my career is I would never stay in any one thing long enough to become a master. So when they were considering me as a hot rapper and saying that I was one of the top artists in the South, I went and produced T.I. album or Wayne or Chris or whoever I was producing at the time. And then my stake or my stats as a rapper would be falling. Then when I started moving to that A-list producer, then I would go and do a movie. Then both of them would be falling. Then I would go and do a movie, and I did 6 movies in a row. All the rest of this shit is still falling, but then I got this now. I'm all really close to breaking through. I just did The Butler. Oh, shit. It's Godbox time again. You know what I'm saying? So what I learned, bro, is you have to set up a wheel. So I worked extra hard and knew that I had enough going on with my multimedia company, so when I shut it down, it could maintain my life. And literally, dude, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't do no movies. I think I did maybe one movie, The Carter, and I really just did that movie because it was so special, and it was a black movie, and it was the story of one of the best high school teams who white media had always made them look like they were, they were demonizing them, but it was really a really dope story. So I was a part of that, but for the most part, I shut everything down and went out to Tree Sound. And Molly and Tree Sound really fucking helped me, and they kept the world away from me. And we produced it. Watson from out of Tree Sound helped me. He did a lot on Trey the Truth album. He helped me with a lot of production, bro. And for the first time in my life, Smallz, I'm proud. Like, I'm proud of myself, dude. I'm really proud of the God Box. I really am.
So all in all, you would describe this album as a conscious album, but it's jamming.
I wouldn't describe it as shit. I wouldn't say it's anything, bro. It's the God Box. I'm a conscious person, but I don't want to put it in a box. Because you know what happens when you say it's a conscious album, then people have their stereotypes. That's what people are always trying to do, is put you in a box. You can't put me in a box. That's the thing that I used to be really ashamed of my earlier career, because I heard a lot of people. I said a lot of wild shit. I actually go back and listen to it now. Even though that was my life, I pushed it over the board, because Pimp C was one of my favorite rappers. So, I would say stuff like, you raised my kids. Basically, like, if you kissed your old lady, you kissed me. You really did. Like stuff like that, bro. I would say such mean stuff. But what I realized, brother, is that's the balance in life. And if not for those songs, those songs were sort of like the conduit to me, to these kids even listening to me. They know about the guns, they know about the fights, they know about the music, they know about me jumping off stage, whether they heard it from their peers or if they were babies or whatever it is. People, it's sort of like an urban legend. Some of it is true, some of it is not, but I'm gonna just be quiet because all of it helps the brand. But like, bro, I go into school now, and I go into schools now talking about meditation. You know, I go into schools teaching kids about spirituality. Like, bro, they bring me in Baptist churches to speak about spirituality, bro. I don't know any other rapper that's ever done that, bro. You know, bro, I'm meetings with Farrakhan and Brother Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Johnson, and Hidden Colors, and brother, I'm in Tanzania. You know, I'm meeting presidents. I'm meeting rulers of countries, bro. Like Katrina, you know what I'm saying? Ferguson, man, I'm there with my people, bro. Like, that's something, bro, I'm serious about, man. This music shit, bro, it's cool. But when you have the ability to shape and change people's lives, bro, I'll give you an example. Would you agree with me that in recent times for black people, the 60s were probably the most powerful times for black music? Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Me too. You barely, with the exception of maybe James Brown, ever hear anything. Curtis Mayfield, to me, was one of the most powerful artists ever, dude. Man, when he died, black folks didn't say a damn thing, bro. I was like, what? All right? But you always hear about Malcolm and Martin. They were not rich, but they transcend time, bro. So people have all of this money and they take so much from the general public and never give anything back. They will die when they die. They will not transcend time. Muhammad Ali is the greatest fighter of all time. He may not have the greatest record, but he transcended boxing. To me, Muhammad Ali is bigger than boxing. And not because of the way that he fought in the ring, but what he did with the fame that gave him. He fought outside of the ring for the people, and then would knock your ass out. You feel me? So, yeah, I hope that answered that.